I've talked a lot about saving money here. It's definitely something I feel like I should be doing even if I don't have a purchase planned, or a specific thing I'm even saving for. While I definitely see saving money as a positive thing, I pretty much always knew that I should be investing, and just doing some other things if I wanted to see some actual growth, because a savings account by itself just doesn't cut it for me. Today I'm going to go over a few things that I'm doing right now to build my wealth, and I'm still very much a beginner to all this, so bear with me. But first, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here we talk about minimalism, frugal living, tech, and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and please teep kick the subscribe button. Let's get started. I do want to mention that I still do have a regular job that I go to, and I definitely don't make enough off these methods yet to fully support myself. So keep that in mind. Online store. I've always wanted to make an official online store and website where I sell digital products that I create, because to me it seems like an incredibly passive way to have an income and slowly build wealth. Last month I made that Ko-Fi account where I list and sell wallpapers that I made, as well as some of the filters that I use for my videos. And until I do have my own website, this is what I'll use. I'll have a link for that below. I think selling digital products can be extremely lucrative. Not to mention, since it's digital, there's nothing to ship and nothing to keep track of, and no inventory. And while it doesn't make a significant portion of my income just yet, I still thought it was something worth mentioning, and it's something I'm still working on. Freelance work. And this is something I've been doing much longer than anything else on this list, even though it's been very inconsistent for the past several years. I've done music, wedding, and company videos in the past as a freelance videographer since my early 20s. It's something I do enjoy doing for the most part, but it's something I have to be incredibly proactive with in terms of finding work and actually producing the videos. While other things on this list are more or less passive, this is still something I felt like was worth mentioning because it does provide an income at the end of the day. I'm actually working on doing some real estate videography in the near future, and I have a goal to at least have a handful of consistent clients by the end of the year. Stop buying stuff and cut expenses. Yes, I know, of course, but it still had to be said. I learned firsthand that if I'm in a cycle of constantly buying things and spending a lot of money where I shouldn't be, it'll be much more difficult to use my money responsibly and build wealth. Several videos ago, I mentioned how I was paying a certain amount of money for my monthly phone bill and wanted to negotiate a better price. Instead, I decided to switch carriers, and now I have Mint Mobile, who I actually partnered with for this video. You may have seen their ads with the very average looking guy, Ryan Reynolds, so excuse me while I be the less handsome version of that ad right now. On a serious note, my bill right now is significantly less than it was before, while still having unlimited talk, text, and data. And even the same phone number. I was able to switch and activate the eSIM on my phone without having to go anywhere or talk to anyone. And while the process of switching over generally takes about 15 minutes, I was done way before that. I'm gonna have a link in the description box below. I highly recommend switching over to cut your monthly phone bill and use that extra money for something else on this list. 401k. I have a 401k with my current employer that is being contributed to every single time I get paid. I know the best way to take advantage of a 401k is to contribute as much as your employer will match. But personally, right now, I can only afford to have about 6% taken out of my checks. Although I do have it set up to automatically increase 1% every year until it's maxed out. Calling a 401k free money is a bold statement, but in a sense, it kind of is. That 6% I'm contributing from my bi-weekly paychecks is going into a retirement fund, and the matching contribution doesn't come out of my regular salary or paycheck. Instead, it's an employer-provided benefit that encourages employees to save for retirement. And not to mention, it's contributed pre-tax. Unfortunately, I don't think a 401k by itself will be enough to sustain retirement, at least for me, but it's definitely something I recommend taking advantage of if you can, in addition to having other streams of income. IRA. If you've watched any financial advice on YouTube, you've probably heard already about the importance of having an IRA. A few years ago, I had a job with a 401k. I had several $1,000s in there. And after I left, I had the option to receive a check with that sum taxed about 40% or roll it over into an IRA, which is what I ended up doing. This isn't something I actively contribute to, but it has grown significantly over the years since I initially moved it over. Without getting into specific numbers, it has grown at a significantly faster rate than any savings account I've ever had, and I do have it linked to my bank account where I can see updates whenever I log in. Roth IRA. My Roth IRA account was actually only opened at the beginning of this year, and I wish I had done it much sooner. While I don't have a lot of money in there just yet, I've seen this account grow more in the last 3 months than my savings account has in the last 10 years, not counting my contributions. And a quick reminder that I'm still a beginner here, so bear with me for this next part. I opened a free account with Vanguard after doing a little bit of research, and for the most part, I've only been buying Vanguard's S&P 500. Mostly because for me, it seems like the most set it and forget it ETF, and I don't want to be checking this a lot or trading stocks regularly. Some of the benefits of having this Roth IRA include a tax-free withdrawal after the age of 59 and a half. It's incredibly easy to open an account and start contributing, and I've even started to automate those spontaneous purchases, instead sending that money right to my Roth IRA. Unfortunately, investing and just building wealth in general was something I was never taught. And a lot of us are left to just utilize the resources we have to learn things like this. And sometimes that's just using the internet and our best judgment. I'm still very much a beginner with this, so take what you can. And if there's anything I think you should take away from this video, it's to switch to Mint Mobile and open a Vanguard account. Once again, I'll have a link for both of those in the description. Anyways, as always, I hope you got some value from this video, and I appreciate the time you spent here watching. If you did like this video and you like this type of content, be sure to like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.